Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. My name is Muhammad Junaid, and I would like to introduce you to my three other members, Alif Ridwan, Farooq Nabil, and Alif Kamil. So let's start our presentation right away, which is about smartphone addiction. Next slide, please.
Yeah.
So I would like every one of you to try and imagine one thing. In your head, imagine that you're using your smartphone at 1 a.m. in the morning, and you have a class to attend at 8 a.m. the next day in the morning. So what you do is all of a sudden you check the time and the clock strikes 2:30 in the morning. So you have wasted 1.5 hour scrolling through social media, chatting with your friends late at night instead of sleeping early. So this is one of the signs of smartphone addiction. Okay, so I would like to begin with the first one. Can you please move to the next slide? So, as we all have been using smartphone for years and years, we use smartphones for socializing with friends on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and many more. Not only that, as university students, we use smartphones for finding researchers, looking for sources online for our assignments, projects, presentations, and many more. And of course, it's also a form of communication where we can easily call our friends and family. And throughout our lives, the usage of social media has increased due to the technological advancements. Next slide. So the three main things that we are focusing on our presentation today are psychological impact, social impact, and also the impact on students' performance when it comes to their academics. So to begin with, the psychological impacts. Now, there is a strong correlation between smartphone addiction with sleep quality, physical exercise, and also the mental health. But I would like to start off with the usage of smartphone and mental health. So as we all have been using smartphones, um, it causes serious consequences on our physical and mental health if we don't limit ourselves. So these are the consequences of smartphone addiction. We stay up late at night, just like the example that I mentioned earlier, by playing games, socializing, and many more. We procrastinate a lot. So these are one of the signs of smartphone addiction. And lastly, people have FOMO, which stands for the fear of missing out. So they would want to keep themselves updated 24/7. And one of the effects of smartphone addiction is that it releases dopamine. So students would seek instant gratification by scrolling endlessly. And when it comes to the mental health effects, it lowers our self-esteem and self-confidence. It increases depression, anxiety, and also decreases our concentration while doing work. So this is an addition to the mental health effects. As you can see here, majority of students, university students, suffer from severe mental disorders, and it is more than half, according to the pie chart. Next slide. And apart from the mental health effects, some of the physical health effects include increased levels of BMI, which stands for body mass index. It reduces our physical activities, so the non-addicted users would spend time doing more physical exercises, and it causes back pain, neck pain, and also vision problems. And lastly, I want to highlight on the sleep quality and some ways we can overcome smartphone addiction. So, due to smartphone addiction, university students would spend more than 4 hours on their screen time. So, this decreases the overall sleep duration. It affects their circadian rhythm and they procrastinate. So, this causes a delayed bedtime. And as a result, they feel tired, causes fatigue and sleepiness. Now, we can actually overcome these problems by doing more physical exercises on a regular basis. We should also practice mindfulness and meditation. And very important, we should build self-control and limit ourselves. And by doing this, it will solve the problem of smartphone addiction. This is all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. So I'm Farooq Nabil. I'm going to present to you about social impact. So now let's talk about something that hits even closer to home, to our social life. The impact of smartphone addiction isn't just academic or psychological. It's social. It's something real. So, smartphone addiction amongst university students is growing. It's not just affecting grades or sleep. It's weakening how we connect with each other. Students often think scrolling through TikToks or replying to endless DMs are harmless, but this constant behavior is changing how we communicate. Okay, next slide. So, based on a survey of 1,000 teens in the US, found that most of them check their phones more than 80 times a day. That's more than 3 times per hour, every hour when they're awake. And this constant digital presence is replacing real conversation with empty notifications. So next. So what causes it? So what it causes? So why is this happening? Stress, boredom, and loneliness. These feelings are things that makes us turn to our phones. So apps are designed to hook us. And what's the result to us? We get poor sleep, low grades, and more stress, and a decline in self-esteem. And worst of all, a broken real-life communication. Okay, next. So, in group participation and social skills, do you remember your last group projects? Some students avoid to participate in participation. Others won't take leadership roles. Why? Because smartphone give them a way to escape. The result is weak teamwork and shallow interaction. Our ability to work together suffers. Our social skills begin to fade. So next, so this is the facts that we found based on our research. So in Japan, there's a growing phenomenon that called hikikomori. Hikikomori. These are young people, mostly students, who isolate themselves completely. They stay in their room for months, avoiding schools, family, and even friends. And while not all of them are addicted to smartphones, many use them as an escape. Does this sound familiar? Now think, are we really that different? We escape pressure to our screens, we compare ourselves endlessly on social media, and we avoid hard communication by texting instead of talking. Smartphones are not really the enemy, but overusing them, that's the problem. If we don't face the if we don't face it now, we risk losing our ability to connect with people standing right next to us. Okay, I think that's all for me.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. And I'm going to present about the impact on students' academic performance. So, smartphone addiction has emerged as a growing concern in academic environments where it has been linked to various adverse outcomes. One of the most significant consequences is a decline in academic performance, as excessive smartphone use can interfere with concentration, reduce study time, and promote procrastination. Students who are constantly engaged with their phones often struggle to retain information, participate in class, or complete assignments on time. Furthermore, students with poor academic records may face limited career opportunities, loss of scholarships, and delayed graduation. The long-term effects can be even more damaging as persistent academic struggles may lead to stress, anxiety, and diminished self-esteem. Ultimately, smartphone addiction, if left unaddressed, can seriously hinder a student's educational and personal development. So there are lots of negative effects. So these are some of negative effects students in decline in academic performance. So the first one we have is limited career opportunities. So for the limited career opportunities, many jobs requires minimum academic qualifications or good grades. And also poor academic can result may limit access to higher education or scholarship, meaning declining grades equals to lower test scores and GPAs, increase in risk of failing courses. And by that, it means limited career opportunities. For the second one, we have financial consequences. So student may lose scholarships or funding. They might have to repeat semester, increasing tuition and living expenses. So it may result to delayed graduation, and they need to retake classes, and also most probably they will have to extend their time to complete their degrees or diplomas or their studies. For the third one, it's poor academic reputation. So uh, we have poor academic reputation. Teachers and peers may develop a negative perception, affecting future recommendation or group work. And lastly, lack of essential skills. Academic struggles may reflect gaps in understanding, leading to difficulties in professional or real-world situation. So these are the trends students' academic performance in Malaysia. So as we can see from the chart, as the years goes, the numbers of users of smartphones are increasing, and as we can see for the CGPA trends from Malaysia university students, as the number of smartphones goes up, the CGPA is declining. So that means after what we presume in 2021 at 2020 to 2021, the year where we had COVID. So this one is after 2021. It's probably we call it post COVID. So the CGPA is declining, most probably because of uh, smartphone addiction or distraction during that time. As the smartphone has become widely used, probability of students to get addicted on smartphone becomes high. So these are the trends on student academic performance in Malaysia. So as we can see, the smartphone usage has increased. The average CGPA is going down from the peak is 3 or almost 3. After that, last year, it dropped until almost 2.950. So key observation from this, what we have observed, smartphone usage increased steadily from 55% to over 90% of the population. The average CGPA also slightly increased during the 2022, but dipped slightly after. So, okay, conclusion. I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you tonight, Red, and also Q, for a very, very insightful and very informative session that you guys just shared. And it really hits me because I'm also a student, and I guess like everyone else is also a student, and we can learn from what we are discussing today and what we are presenting today, that smartphone really affects everything about our life, and not just like our mental, not just our social. It's also affect our physical health and also our academic performance. So what I learned from what we discussed, what have we discussed today, that we really need to took these things seriously and need to balance out our smartphone usage for our future. So thank you everybody, and thank you for sharing your own session. So I would like to have Junai say anything.
That is all from me. Thank you, everyone.
Thank